As we are creating more and more of these custom widgets ourselves, chances are you would want to keep a consistent style guide across all of your widgets. Here we've got an example where I've created two different interface. One is a button and one is a text field. And as you can see, I've manually sort of copied over the style of a thick black border with a gray background and then a red center section to be the overall design of my overall style. But if I start to create another one, I would always have to manually go in and copy the values, or maybe keep these values stored somewhere and have to manually copy and paste the values over into, for example, this exact here. You get the same red color. And similarly for the background, I also then have to manually fill in this fill color and border color as well. So this can get a little bit tedious as you're creating more and more. And for example, slowly as you're designing more of these things, you would want to start changing. Oh, maybe that did not work. I want to just adjust something. And now you have to then manually go in and redo all of those changes all over again for all of the other widgets. So the other solution is that you can actually create a something called a style. Here I have prepared a style object, and what you would do is basically come in here and you would define basically different types of parameters. You have the option to choose between a color, a float value, some font gradient, and those are the different types of things that you can choose. Here I've defined for example, the border color, which is the black color, the background, which is the gray, the interface color, which is that reddish color, and then I've got two different styles of font. I've got one that is in bold, slightly bigger, in white, and then the normal text font that is not as thick, and the font size is a little smaller, and the font color is this gray rather than white. So what happens then that I have prepared this font style or widget style, I can come in here and actually go into the editor, and within the widget itself, under data source, you have the option to create another parameter called style. And if we jump back, you can then choose the style within your project tree called my style. And from here, now any of those tags that you remember, we can have linked them to other parameters, specifically the data source. You can then choose from here under styles. I have my border color, and for example, I have then my background color. Let's say here I want to change the highlight or the interface color, and under the label, I want to then have the text color, which is this is a highlight, font color, the highlight font, and also the alignment. And similarly, I would go and do the same thing for the text field. And through the magic of editing, I have now done that. I have added my style data source into my text interface, text box, and I have linked them over here and also linked the text box itself. So now, what is great is that then coming into my overall style sheet, I can actually now change that. If I don't like this sort of dark red, I can change it to be like this orangey color, and you can then see both of my interface is now updating as well. And for example, if my background color similarly, I want it to be this light yellow, and my border, I want it to be this darker red, for example. So now you can see if you have multiple of these interface and they're all linked to the same style, it is much quicker to then start defining a overall style guide. And similarly, as you're creating new ones, You can do the same thing of adding the data source for the style, and then from any of the elements, you can then just click and choose from the list to get access to the overall color from your style guide.